Hello Braswell families, this is Principal Wajardo, and today I want to share with you the Braswell High School School Traffic Flow Plan. Later this week in the mail, in the snail mail, you should get this map that you see in front of you, except without all the drawings, and that explains the traffic flow plan. But I want to share with you in this podcast kind of what it's actually going to look like in motion. But also in the mail out that is coming to you this week, you also have some other information regarding upcoming events and just some frequently asked questions. But remember families, you can always find information about what's going on at Braswell on our website at www.dentonisd.org/BraswellHS, or on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/BraswellHS. You can always find information on those two places, but I did send a mail out and you should be getting that sometime this week. Okay, on with the traffic flow plan. First of all, you're going to get a clean map that doesn't have drawings on it, or my drawings on it. It's going to have professional drawings on it. But I wanted to show you, so you can get your bearings straight, where everything is. First of all, I have indicated your north, your south, your east, and your west. Now, some of you, if you're anything like me, you're directionally challenged and you don't know north, south, east, and west sometimes. So sometimes it's easier to go by the roads around you. I have circled Highway 380, that old infamous road right here. That is that very, very, very busy street that you see the cars whizzing by. And then I've also circled here Villa Paloma. Others, and including myself, also know it as Navo Road, okay? So to your east, if you're looking to your east, that way you have Frisco, McKinney, the Dallas Tollway, Highway 423. And to your west is, of course, the lake and Denton. To your north, Navo Middle School, Paloma Creek Elementary, and of course, to our south, our very lovely neighbor, Bell Elementary. Okay, so there's your bearings. You know where Navo Road is. You know where Highway 380 is. Right here is the actual school building. I know what you're thinking. This whole big lot of land, and that's a school building. The school looks so much bigger than on the map. Well, the school is huge. Our land around it is just that big. So when I reference the school, this is what I'm talking about. The rest of this are fields and parking and drive areas. Okay, the first route that I want to talk to you about is the bus lane route. This is not for parents and it's not for students. And in fact, we don't want parents or students driving along this area. So again, we're looking at Navo Road right here. This area, this is the front of the building. There are two entrances. There's, on the building it says entrance, and on the right side it says auditorium. Entrance is the main entrance of the building, but our buses will actually be entering through this drive right here, circling around this smaller loop and exiting here. They will drop the students off right here. Right now we have about 15 buses that will be dropping off and picking up students from Braswell High School. This is where their route is. And again, parents, you do not want to get caught up right here with the bus route. This is a bus only lane. Our teachers will be parking in this parking lot. This is also a visitor parking lot, but for parent drop off, we have a different plan for you guys. Okay, we have a legend over here. I just talked about the bus drop off. Parents, your line is blue. In the mail out that you're gonna get in your mail, the map is actually black and white. we tried to make the lines slightly look different so you can differentiate your route from other routes. However, when in doubt, just re-look at this podcast. Also, this map with the colored lines will also be on our Facebook page and our website. But going on to the parent route, if you'll notice the blue arrows and the blue lines is the route we want our parents to take. So, whether you're coming from east or west, this will determine your entrance to the on campus and your exit. First of all, if you know anything about this area, you probably know that this road can get pretty congested in the morning and in the afternoon. So what we recommend is that parents who are coming in from the west, enter through this entrance right here off of 380. Union Park is just north of us, and parents, if you travel here, you can turn right on campus and use this route right here to drop off your student. Right here is the student entrance, very convenient, and you can go this way. If you, after you drop off your student, if your destination, your end destination is to the east of the building, we strongly recommend that you exit the same way you came in. If you're coming from the west again, you come in through the north, drop off your student. If you need to travel back west, this is the route that you take. This entrance is the southernmost entrance to our campus, and also there's a small guard shack right there. I'm not sure why we call it a guard shack. It's quite a nice little building. But if you need to travel west, after you drop off your student, you will travel up Naveau Road or Via Paloma and then go west. If you live in Savannah or the apartments, the newly constructed apartments across 380 from Savannah, and you're coming in from the east, you cannot enter here. It's a right-only lane. There's a median right here that will not allow you to turn left off of 380. You must enter campus through Naveau Road. You will travel south on Naveau Road, enter by the guard shack on the southernmost entrance to the campus, and travel this route. Now, you notice there are two areas where parents can drop off. So let's say that you want to travel west after you drop your student off. You will use this south loop and then exit and go west. Now, when you drop your students on the south loop, this is the area we want you to drop your student off, and what your student will do is walk to the front of the building through that route. So again, coming in from the east of the building on 380, you will need to enter the campus through Naveau Road. Do not use this entrance that is off limits to parent drop-off. You come in the most southern entrance at Kitty Hawk and Naveau Road. There's a stop sign right here. You turn left into the building, into campus. And if you were going back west, you can use this south loop, drop your student off, and then go west. If you're coming in from Savannah, you still have to use, let's say you want to just go back home to Savannah or the apartments, or you work in Frisco. This is the loop. There's the student drop-off. Parent drop-off is what we're calling it. You take the loop back and exit here. And if it seems like it's a long drive, It kind of is. We have an enormous campus. We ask you to please be cognizant of the people around you and drive slowly. So let's say you are a parent who lives in North Paloma and you want to drop your student off to school before you go to your job in Frisco. Well, depending on where you exit North Paloma, let's say you're just coming down Navo Road right here, and the light says go, it's green, and you're traveling south on Navo Road. You would enter the southernmost entrance of the building, of the campus, and there's our guard shack. And you would travel this route all the way up here, make a loop, deposit your child at school, and travel back north and go to work. That would be your route. And let's say you're a parent who lives in Savannah and you want to drop your student off at school and you work at Providence Elementary. So you're coming in from the east on 380. You cannot use that entrance, and you know that because Principal Wajardo told you that. You were going to come in on Navo Road. Oh, there's the guard shack. You're going to enter campus, and then you're going to make the south loop, deposit your child right here, and then exit the same way you came in, go north, Navo, wait for the light to tell you to go, and then you travel on to your job at Providence or Cross Oaks, or maybe you work in Denton, and that would be your route. So to summarize, there are two entrances to campus. There is a northern entrance that can only be used by drivers who are traveling from the west. That is the only way you can enter campus from the north. Otherwise, you have to enter by our lovely guard shack. You have to enter the southernmost entrance into campus. Generally speaking, parents should never use this entrance at all. That's the front of the building. That is for buses, and it will get very congested if we have parents trying to drop off in that area. And parents, depending on which way you need to go after you drop off your student, that will determine which exit from campus that you use. If you are traveling east, we strongly recommend you using this northern exit by the football field to exit campus. If you need to travel west on 380, we strongly recommend that you use this exit onto Navo Road and then continue your travels west. Again, from this area, you can turn east, but if traffic is usually what it's like along this area, it's going to be very congested. Travelers going east after parent drop-off, again, we strongly recommend using this exit by the football field. All right, by now I'm sure students are saying, well, where do we go into campus and where do we park? Well, students, according to the legend, you are green. The green arrows and the green markings indicate your travel flow. So basically the same rules apply for students as they do for parents as to which entrances and exits they need to use. So students, all students who are traveling east on 380, so students coming from North Paloma or anywhere west of the school, need to use this northern entrance right here. There's very little exception to this because the student parking lot is right here. So if every student west of the building would travel along this area and just zip in the parking lot in a very safe and slow and defensive driving manner, we will all have a safe trip to school. Students driving from Savannah or the newly constructed apartments across from Savannah, you cannot enter through there. It won't let you. The median in the middle will not allow you to turn left. So you must go all the way to Navo, travel down Navo Road or Via Paloma, and enter by the guard shack, and then you will travel along this green line into your student parking lot. Now, student parking, of course, are for students who have purchased a parking pass. Parking passes are $30, and they can be purchased on junior, sophomore night, or freshman first day. Mostly junior, sophomore night, because I know we don't have a whole lot of freshmen who are driving. At any rate, one student parking lot right here where students will park. Students, when school lets out, I know everyone's in a big hurry to get home and do their homework so diligently because y'all are fantastic students. If you are traveling east from your student parking lot, you will exit. All right, let's try this again. If you were exiting from your student parking lot, if you're going east to Savannah or the apartments or anywhere east of the building, that is the exact way you need to exit campus. That's it. That's how easy it is. If you need to go west, which is going to be quite a few of you, what you're going to have to do is exit the parking lot and travel along here past the band practice area, past this construction area, past the guard shack, turn right on Navo Road, and you'll either go straight or turn left. That is your entrance and that is your exit plan for students who are parking at school. All right, parents, I want to point out a couple of other areas. In my last podcast, I talked a little bit about construction, specifically in the school building. But I also want to talk about some other construction areas on campus that will be restricted to students and staff. And it should be very clear. This area right here that is striped in red that says no parking, that is construction area. Construction workers will be parking here because right here is the main gym that they're still working on, and that's a construction entrance. So a lot of this right here is fenced off so that students do not access. Students are not allowed to walk through this parking lot. They have no business being in that parking lot. If they are found there might be an issue, and hopefully you get a phone call from an assistant principal, but hopefully that won't be an issue. Another area that is restricted to students is this by their parking lot. And again, there should be no mistake. Students cannot just wander into these areas by mistake. It'll be very clear that this area is restricted. Another area that is restricted for now is this most southern area. It is still under construction. It will be finished fairly quickly, but nevertheless, we are being asked to stay out of that area for now. So these are just three outdoor areas that are going to be restricted. Now you're probably wondering, what about this right here? Since we don't have a full area of students, since we're not a fully populated high school, we're not going to need all of our parking spaces and certainly not all of our parking lots. This area is going to be restricted for band practice. So in the morning, our band students will be out here practicing their marching. So parents, this is our traffic flow plan. You will get a copy of this in the mail. What you get in the mail is going to be black and white, but the lines do look a little bit different. There are color versions of this online. You have this podcast. Feel free to watch it as many times as you can stand hearing my voice. The legend tells you what color the line that corresponds with what kind of traveler you are, parent, student, staff or visitor, or bus. We do appreciate parents that on the first day of school, please use an abundance of caution when you're traveling with your child to and from school. The pickup procedures are the same as the drop-off procedures. Again, please be patient. I'm sure it's going to be a very hot day. We will have plenty of people outside trying to help you guys figure out the traffic flow once you're actually in your car. If you happen to be out and about the Sunday before school starts, feel free to try it. Try your parent drop-off loops, try your student parking areas, so you can kind of get a real-time view of what it's going to look like, plus about 200 more cars, I'm sure. But again, on the first day of school, please be patient with yourself and other drivers. Also, parents, as I am sure we're going to have several students trying to enroll on the first day of school, we ask that unless you have urgent business in the school, that perhaps just dropping off your student might suffice for the first couple of days of school. If you have any questions that you need answered, feel free to contact us by phone or by email, and we will work very diligently to answer your questions. But again, we want to make sure that school is safe for everyone. Make sure that your student is not walking to school north of 380. Everybody who lives north of 380 qualifies for the bus, and we strongly recommend that families take advantage of that. No student should ever cross 380 on foot. I can't emphasize that enough. And again, if you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to contact us at the school. Thank you for listening. And again, I hope that this was an easier way to figure out our school traffic plan.